Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Tuesday mini practice. Today, we're going to get into the feet. So I have a tennis ball here. If you have a tennis ball or a therapy ball or even a racket ball, all of those balls work great. And if you have a melt ball, those work wonderfully as well. But a lot of people don't have those, so I'm using a tennis ball today. So you can do this seated in a chair as well as standing. I'm going to come to standing here in a moment. So gather a tennis ball. If you have a dog in the house and you're like, that's the only tennis ball around is the dog's tennis ball. You can always get a thin sock and put the tennis ball in the sock. And that way you don't get like dog slobber all over your feet and all of that. So join me with your tennis ball. We're going to come to standing. I'm going to move my block out of the way. So I'm going to place the tennis ball on the mat, and we're going to stand on it, keeping our heel initially on the mat. So choose a foot and place the tennis ball right under your foot. And from here, we're just going to put a little pressure on it and lift the toes and spread the toes. So you can find the pressure where it feels like, oh yeah, I'm feeling something, but that it's not really uncomfortable. You don't want to do too much. So a little bit of pressure, you might lift the toes, curl the toes. Just notice how that feels. As we get into the feet here with the tennis ball, this is a myofascial release, which gets into the fascia, the main connective tissues of the body, as well as the muscles. And there's a lot of points, a lot of like acupressure points at the bottom of our feet. You might have heard or be familiar with reflexology, where all of the points under the foot have a connection to the rest of our body, different organs, different systems. It's really fascinating. And then move the tennis ball to the center of the foot, just under the arch. So you're lifting the heel up and just sort of slowly move the ball around. You decide on the amount of pressure here. You don't have to do a lot. It's sort of like getting a little foot massage. So notice how that feels. You might come into some tender spots. And then a little bit faster. Move the tennis ball around a little bit faster. And then step off the ball. Pause for a moment and notice the difference between your left and right. Does one side feel a little different? Do you have a sense of maybe more sensation or energy flowing in one side? And then we're going to come to the other side. Whenever you're ready, placing the ball under the other foot. And again, a little pressure. Having a wall handy is really great. If you fall over, you got something there. So pressing into the ball, again, you decide how much pressure. Again, lifting the toes, curling the toes, just find what works for you. And you might come off of the pressure a little bit, but try to keep some pressure on it as you lift and curl the toes. And if you have a softer ball, of course, you can put a little more pressure, depending on the size. I really like the feel of the racket ball as well. And there's Zoe. She's coming to join me. Hello, sweetie. She sometimes chases the ball around too. Yes. Hello, sweetie. Yeah, it's so nice to have pets come on to practice yoga with us. And then you can move the ball into the center of your foot. Yes. Yes, you're a sweetie. Yes, you are. And again, just a little bit of pressure, rolling the ball around, finding different spots. And you might find some tender spots, so be mindful you don't overdo it. Notice how it feels, just giving yourself a little bit of a foot massage here. And then a little bit quicker. So moving the ball around. This is sometimes when it shoots out from under a foot and you have to go chase it down or have your pet chase it down for you. And again, step off of the tennis ball, come back to a standing position, Tadasana, mountain pose, and notice sensation. Let's take a nice full breath, reaching the arms out and up. And exhale, bring your hands down to your hearts. Appreciating yourself, taking this time for your self-care. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this mini practice today, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.